I learned a long time ago that there's no sense getting all riled up every time a bunch of idiots give you a hard time. In the end, the universe tends to unfold as it should. Plus, I have a really large penis. That keeps me happy.
Now, what you've got here is a scrotum and nothing else.
Vagina.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
God darn it, Mr. Lamar. You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Probably late. Oh, Friday night time. Radical light and highly organized. It's Friday night time. Friday night time. If you're still not offended tonight. Oh, Friday night time. Rest assured that the chances are high.
Yay! Sound like a Tom Slick crowd. Yay! None of you know who Tom Slick is, do you? I am dating myself once again. One moment. Okay. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner. What are you sorry about? What, you're fucking so Canadian. I'm sorry. You're right here. You could say something.
I don't know who you said that person was. I've already forgot their name.
Tom Slick.
There you go.
Tom Slick. Tom Slick. And the Thunderbolt grease slapper when he's on your tail. So he's a race car driver. And every time somebody wins, the crowd just goes, yay. Come on, it's the same cartoons as Underdog, and there's another one too. What's the other one, chat? Oh yeah, none of you are gonna know. But it was like on Sunday morning, so it was like your cheap Saturday morning cartoons for Sunday morning down in San Diego. Sorry, I'm taking off my socks. I'm at home, and I go barefoot at home. Probably TMI. Or some weirdos who are into that. Quentin Tarantino. Joss Whedon. Yeah. George of the Jungle. George of the Jungle. Yeah. So it's all part of that those cartoons that were on Sunday morning in San Diego before I had to go to church. I had to see him at grandma's house in La Jolla. God, that was 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago. All right. So, well, We got a lot. We actually got some stuff to talk about. It would be helpful if I pulled up the Discord. It's late today because Garrett did a very fine job. We released a supercut yesterday. Hope you enjoyed it. It'll be there forever for you to enjoy later. It's a little long for I hear people laughing in Mahler, but it's long for us. But we got another video coming out today, and I realized there's an entire clip missing that I forgot to send Garrett, so I sent it. I'm like, it feels like there's something missing. Oh, there is, because I forgot to add it in the timeline for some reason. So that's why I'm late. We had to take care of that, and the video will be out between 1:30 and 2 today. And it's about, well, no, it's not about rape. It's about Star Wars and the conversations we have about it nowadays. And it's just, I'm basically asking questions for which we all know the answer. But it's not necessarily about rape in Star Wars or attempted rape in Star Wars, but introduction of the word rape in Star Wars, which has been done in George Lucas's Star Wars before, by the way. Ryan will get very frustrated telling you that over and over again, which is in itself funny. But yeah, we'll discuss some of that. And oh, that's pretty good, Perry. Yeah, Perry. Yeah, thumbs up on that. I'm doing the thumb too. There we go. All right. Where is my Nooner's research? Let's do some business first, and then I'll say hello to y'all. How do we do that? How do we do that? Can you tell I just got back from my little suburban hike, and there was very little preparation, but that's pretty normal for this show. Welcome everybody. Well, let's do some business because we are on Rumble. We're on Rumble. We're also on Nerdrotic Live. Greetings to both of you out there. And this episode is brought to you by 1775 Coffee. Let me take a sip. I'm reading the preamble here. Okay. I was just seeing if there's anything. It's all highlighted. But there you go. Are you tired of starting your day with coffee brewed by people who think the Bill of Rights is a hate crime? I know I am. 1775 Coffee is different. It's not made in a corporate lab by people with pronouns in their LinkedIn bios. God, I still have a LinkedIn. That's embarrassing. It's made by actual humans who believe in things like free speech, personal responsibility, and not putting mold in your morning. Ew. Their Rejuvenate coffee is infused with CAAKG or CAAKG, a real compound backed by actual science that helps fight aging at the cellular level. Translation, you might still look like a disaster, but your cells will be crushing it. So I try to tell myself every morning, you look like a disaster, but man, you don't feel a day over 51. I'm actually 55. Call that a win. And if you want focus, their mushroom coffee gives you the mental clarity of a Zen monk, or at least enough brain power to survive Twitter for 10 minutes. What about an electronic monk? Yes, I've been listening to Dirk Gently. Look, if you're going to fuel your day, fuel it with something that isn't made by the same companies who cancel comedians, censor doctors, and somehow make coffee taste like shame. Shame doesn't taste good, but shame is important. It does need to be brought back in society. 1775 is a mold-free, toxin-free, and roasted weekly in Miami, Florida, which is basically the capital of freedom at this point, outside of Texas. Come on, let's go. Go to 1775coffee.com. Use code Nerdrotic to save 15% and support companies that don't hate you, because freedom tastes better with caffeine. And it does. I can honestly say that because my coffee, my 1775 coffee, tastes better when I'm drinking it in Texas. I'm just going to be honest with you, than in California. It tastes better in Texas. I'm sure it tastes better in Tennessee and Florida and Utah and Montana and Idaho. All these fine states out there. Arizona. God, California has really fucked that state up. What a great state. What a great state. There you go. Hello, Jack the Tech. Thank you, X-Ray Girl. You may go now. Peace out, girl. Gambino, English Batchers, Joe Chapman. Oh my God, how am I supposed? Is Hinru 11, Jeff up north. What's up, brother? Hoopa Chulupa, Herodotus. Got to say that slow. Matt Kane, D Carm, Super Mastermind, Shaka Zulu 12. Where is 1 through 11? Daniel Ikaza, and Jediah Ben. What's up? Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Excuse me. Team Source. Joel Walter, Texas. We're in the Bly and Piddly Widdly. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner. Okay, there's Tom Slick right there. There he is. Hey, Gary. Have you seen me in the chat? I have now. There's Tom Slick and his Thunderbolt grease slapper. So good when it hits your lips. Let's see what we have on the docket today. Oh, no. David Tennant. David Tennant was asked specifically about Good Omens and Neil Gaiman, and he wouldn't use his name. And the only way he would refer to Gaiman being removed is he said, yeah, I'm glad we got to basically Good Omens got put down to one show, like one episode just to clean up the series. Gaiman was removed, and he goes, well, there was personnel changes. So he's all out there. Hey, you got to run through me so we don't give drugs to kids, to little kids, to feed the parents' fantasy so they can have a purse puppy and a very special child amongst their elitist friends to transmission them. He said, come through me when a fucking change in the direction of the wind, when broken wind would knock him over. But man, he's quiet when it comes to gaming, huh? All fucking quiet. And again, innocent until proven guilty. I don't care if it was weird. If it was consensual, it's consensual. If it's weird, that's up to you, the person who's it consensual with, and your God, which is probably in the mirror to Neil Gaiman. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yep. I did see that Doctor Who episode. So we'll discuss that too. But let's start out with that's funny. This has been going around lately. I mean, this is sourced from an article that came last week, but this is from The Guardian, the epitome of journalism and the bastion of truth, known as The Guardian. Talking about repercussions of the strike. So I did a lot of strike videos on the, I mean, a lot for me, which is like 6. I think I did 6 or 7, a handful of strike videos, and they all did really well because you all, like me, I'm not saying like you, I enjoy it just as much as you two, roasting Hollywood, bringing pompous asses, just bringing them a little well-deserved humility, especially since they've treated you like, taken you for granted, treated you like shit, you the paying customer, you the fan, you the audience member. Like I said, how many times at the Oscars do you hear somebody going, thanks for coming out to my movie, fans? Well, okay, to be fair, lately nobody's gone to the movies that win Oscars. And it turns out because they just get voted on with people not watching them, and they just voted on them like, and this is shocking news, prepare yourselves, you might want to buckle yourself in your seat. They do it based on ideology and the politics of the day. And that is why Amelia Perez was nominated and would have won all 13 nominations, including a dude winning Best Actress. We were this close. This close. But now, they had these dual strikes out of fear of AI, and it wasn't fear of AI taking over jobs. It was who gets to control it. Let's keep that in mind. I heard that directly from a WGA member and organizer who was a ranking member in that union when I talked to him with Robert Meyer Burnett, and that's what he said. He also said that upper tier WGA members do have access to the real numbers from streamers, but they do not share them, which I thought was interesting. And now, Clownfish did a video on this. The WGA is now putting people on trial for maybe working through the strike or not getting the right permit to write during the strike. By the way, a lot of big productions were absolutely working through the strike. David Cornsweet magically was cast and got really big during the strike when he wasn't supposed to be negotiating deals and everything for Superman, but that just happened magically. Okay. That's not a big deal. They're going after some independent people and they're literally putting them on fucking trial. That's your union. Unions are just another boss. I know a lot of people might feel very attached we're talking about entertainment union. I'm not, I'm anti-union. I am very, very anti-union, but I understand that it exists, and I understand some people out there like it, and that's fine. That's fine. I think for some probably like real dangerous jobs, you still need one. But for my older sister worked, she was for a long time, she was a butcher. So she worked with the food workers union. Fucking completely useless union. Did nothing to help her ever. Fucking ever. So most of them are useless. And then, of course, we have government unions that represent the workers, but there's nobody who represents the taxpayers. So there's that bullshit too. But when it comes to pretend, when it comes to make-believe, I think unions are fucking stupid. And here's your proof. They're based in pure Marxism and collectivism. It's like, what are the actors going to do? Seize the means of production? What you going to do? Like Adam McKay's out there telling everybody to stop. I think it's because of Netflix. So you have these two worst time strikes in history where, yes, you have a boiling issue coming up, but you also have to realize that you were just 2 years separated from shutting down your entire industry due to the government response to a cold, that you were still allowed to make things, but you needed that important thing that you don't really think about: people going to the movie theater. And it turns out everybody staying at home and watching streaming only helped one company, and it was called Netflix. And it was called Netflix. So you shut down your industry, you got people out of the habit of going to the movie theater, and then you shut it down again. And Hollywood feels empty. And like, how could you say this, Gary? We just had a box office weekend that was 100% over this box office weekend last year. Well, look what came out last year during this time. I could also point out that if we go back 6 years from 2 days ago, so 6 years and 2 days, a little movie called Endgame came out. But yes, we did see something spectacular and unprecedented happen. Sinners had a second weekend that almost equaled their first weekend. That is fucking crazy. Revenge of the Sith made $42 million worldwide on its release. Now, it's very smart of Disney to do this. It was very smart of them not to release The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Very smart of them to release Revenge of the Sith, which I will say is the better of the prequels, which are filled with horrible dialogue. Okay? Horrible dialogue. Some terrible dialogue. Great moments, though. Some great fucking moments. Great moments throughout all the series. I was just chatting with Ryan earlier today, and like, Phantom Menace is such an unnecessary movie, and he will argue with me, and he'll never convince me that that movie did not need to be made at all. Period. I think the trilogy should have been Revenge of the Sith. If you want to add in a little bit of but with more of the Clone Wars, that's all you need. If you want to show little Anakin as a fucking little kid, put it in a prologue, maybe, or a director's cut, or a Lord of the Rings like epilogue, something to that effect. Totally unnecessary. I digress. We're going to move back to this. It feels empty. Is Hollywood film and TV production in a death spiral? Gee whiz. Who literally put that title in one of his their videos? And I'm just thinking about, like, initially, but Jake Lloyd's not dead, is he? Not dead. Somebody said R.I.P. Jake Lloyd. Where was I? Oh yeah, death spiral. So I was putting that, and people going, and it was just like the typical. They're like, Hollywood's fine. Hollywood will be fine. They'll bounce back from the strike. They'll survive until 25. They'll get it fixed in 26. Please, God in heaven, have somebody come to our movies in 27. And they're having this spectacular weekend. Unfortunately, it's not going to make up for what was a horrible, like, worst first quarter since COVID. And it's great, but this is it's a movie that I like, by the way, overperforming. And hey, maybe it legs it out to $1 billion in this unbelievable run like Top Gun Maverick. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. And that would be great. Let's keep in mind, we just had a movie, 2 Disney movies that came out that lost hundreds of millions of dollars. And next week we have Thunderbolts. And then after that, it's kind of, again, there's been a lot of this at the box office. And it's because the mid-level movies aren't making as much money as maybe they used to. They're also not as good. And the problem is the mid-level, the mid-budget movies are on Netflix. I just watched Havoc last night from Gareth Edwards, who directed Raid Redemption, Raid 2, Raid 3, I think. It was fine. It was okay. Good action movie. Which is weird because I watched Mobland. I watched fucking a lot of Tom Hardy last night. And that sounds gay, but I watched Mobland and then I watched Havoc. And it was pretty good. Okay. There was some like intersectional feminism in there. Tom Hardy was having a hard time beating up a 5-foot Asian woman. She was kicking the shit out of him. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Now he eventually kills her in a very fun way. But yeah, I digress. So, and remember, Ted Sarandos recently said, hey, he was asked, are you killing Hollywood? He's all, no, we're fucking saving it. And, I like the movie theater experience. I don't want to go away. And Is it, what's my motivation for saying that? Is it nostalgia? Is it, I like the ideas of what theaters used to be, but they're not that way anymore? Maybe. I like the crowd experience, and I like going to movies with my friends. But yeah, going to a movie alone as opposed to going, which I do a lot, or staying at home and watching. I'd rather fucking watch it at home alone. You know what I mean? I go alone a lot for the gig, right? Oh, she knows Kung Fu. I don't give a fuck. I know you're joking. You know what? There's a story about I can't remember the name. There was a giant stuntman bouncer dude who kicked the shit out of Bruce Lee because he was just fucking big. All right. But where was I? Okay. So the theater experience, is it something I'm nostalgic for? Do I need, we discussed it on Friday Night Tights. I do think like IMAX is a unique experience, especially when it's real IMAX. And I think that's fun and I like it. And I like the theaters are better. The sound is better. The seats are comfortable. They're cleaner than they used to be. People like have no fuck Chicken Jockey. Like they have no idea how disgusting theaters used to be. And yeah, it's just the product isn't very good. And quite frankly, outside of like tentpole stuff, I think the indie sphere has also, and the mid-level movie sphere has been undercut by prestige TV, which personally, I think is better. I think we get a higher hit ratio with prestige TV. It's nowhere near what it used to be. Don't get me wrong, but now we're starting to get, 3, 4, maybe 5 good shows a year. That's fucking great. That could carry me through a year. I'm watching Mobland right now. Love it. Of course, I love The Gentleman. I loved One Piece, Tulsa King, Landman, 1923. Yellowstone ended badly, but like these are fun shows that I like. Reacher turned around this year. Can't wait for Terminal List. So there's some good shit. It looks like we're gonna get One Piece season 2. So here we go. Let's finally read this article after that half an hour preamble. Filming in Los Angeles is at a historic low, with some suggesting the city might go the way of Detroit. Well, it's looking a lot like it. I saw Bill Maher talking about it. He's like, why you pick on Detroit? Detroit's a great city. Now, credit to Detroit. They are turning things around a little bit, but I'm not there. But I do know that Detroit was like the jewel up there prior to a massive riots in the 60s, and it never really recovered. Which is a damn shame because Chris Gore came from Detroit, and we had some great music came from Detroit. I got nothing against Michigan or your governor's fucking retard, but got nothing against the people up there. Like Grand Rapids, that was a nice place to go. But yes, I think LA's almost there. It's got some really nice areas, but the shit areas are encroaching on the nice areas. There are tent cities in Beverly Hills. Now, I don't know if any of you have been to Beverly Hills or not. I've been to Beverly Hills. Well, okay. I've driven through it a few times. Okay. Never went to a house there. It's not just a rich neighborhood. It's the richest neighborhood. Like giant mansions. Elton John's house. You can just drive by Elton John's house. It has 16-foot, or at least it had 16-foot walls around it. It was fucking giant. And it's a beautiful area. And you didn't see homeless people. Well, now you do. Now you do. So yes, it's well on its way. When screenwriter David Scarpa visits the great Hollywood studios these days, he is struck by what is missing. It used to be you'd walk around those back lots and you'd see many people and they were busy. They were like small cities. Now often you walk around and have nobody else there. It feels empty. You definitely feel the absence of life on those lots. Just a little aside. My lovely wife Melissa goes back to San Francisco once in a while to do clients and stuff, and she said it's starting to bounce back now. So that might be unfathomable to people who live in Florida or here in Texas, but San Francisco has been a ghost town, aside from all the homeless and fentanyl zombies. But in other areas, like where you would struggle to find parking, it's easy now. Lots of shuttered businesses. The last time I was there, which was 2023. Yeah, early 23, January 23. I went to visit a comic shop that was still closed. You had to go pick it up and you had to put a mask on. Oh, I'm not kidding. The mask mandate in California was lifted February of 2023. Don't forget that. Where was I? There used to be like small cities, like the once proud industrial factories of the Midwest. The dream factories of Southern California are in decline. I mean, like, it had to happen, right? You weren't going to be centralized power forever now that everybody has access to the internet, a camera, and it's cheaper than ever to make your own shit. Last year was the worst for on-location filming in Los Angeles since tracking began 30 years ago, apart from the pandemic hit in 2020. Of all the TV shows, well, and all the fucking strikes, of all the TV shows and feature films that North America audiences watch, only 1/5 are now made in California. This is because Hollywood is facing intense competition from film production from domestic rivals such as Atlanta and New York, and international challengers such as Australia, Britain, and Canada, who all have higher tax rates than our country. So you're getting beaten by countries with higher tax rates than our country, all offering more aggressive financial incentives. California politicians stand accused of resting on their laurels too long. Well, you know what, Hollywood? You know how much I feel sorry for you? Not fucking at all. Because those politicians who rested on their laurels, do you want to fucking know why they rested on their laurels? Hang on. Do you want to know why? You dumb fucks. Because they knew they were safe. You want to know why they know they are safe? Because through you, Hollywood, being the mouthpiece of the Democratic Party, the one party that rules that state now, it's single party rule, they have solidified their power through redistricting and controlling all information, including news and scripted, which is still used as a platform for influence. So yes, they feel real fucking safe. And they don't feel like they need to do anything, and they don't need you anymore. How does that motherfucking feel? You thought you were irreplaceable. We're all replaceable. We're all replaceable. But it's your own fucking fault. You support Gavin Newsom. You helped push the narrative that Larry Elder was the black face of white supremacy. A progressive attacked him with a gorilla mask on. Remember that? And threw eggs at him and shit. So you did it to yourselves. You did it to your fucking selves. And you fucks were called, I get mad every time, essential workers over people who ran gyms, who could have kept people healthy, which would have lowered the death rate. The death rate went up. The death rate went up. During COVID, COVID was applied to all this because people were not fucking healthy. So you couldn't go to a gym. People weren't exercising regularly. People couldn't go to meetings, so relapses went through the fucking roof. People couldn't have their regular doctor's appointments because they were doing them over fucking Zoom. People who really needed to be there, like my father-in-law, who had stints, who died on the side of a road in Yuma because he couldn't get to his fucking doctor's appointments regularly enough. I hope my wife isn't listening. I know that upsets her. It upsets me when I say it. I was on a fucking live stream when it happened. And I blame the government. 100%. I blame Gavin Newsom. I blame London Breed. I blame every fuck who shut everybody down in California. And I'll never forget. Ever forget. And I'll never forget Hollywood supported authoritarianism. Because that's all it was. It was tyranny. It was fucking tyranny. So fuck you. Have fun choking on your own shit. Wait, where was I? There we go. There's a lot of good people in Hollywood. Mostly they call them the below the line workers. I fucking hate that term. I call them the working class. Working class folks who have nothing to do with this shit, who are really nice people, who really fucking who aren't into the politics, just like the craft of Hollywood. They're the ones the most effective. They're the ones losing their jobs. I was saying that during the strike is these top tier actors and writers who are talking out both sides of their fucking mouth aren't going to be affected by any of this shit. Who is going to be affected is the working class in Hollywood that even their own union has made them obsolete at this point. So well done, unions. Well done. You fucked yourself. But guess what? The people who run those fucking unions, they all get to keep their fucking jobs, don't they? And they won't lift a finger. Oh, they might feign some, I'm really sorry it didn't work out for you, but it was for the greater good. And my job is safe anyway, so fuck you. Like the once proud industrial factories of the Midwest. I read this, but I'll read it again. The dream factories of Southern California are in decline. Last year was the worst for on-location filming in Los Angeles. Everything is down to 1/5, by the way. This is because Hollywood is facing intense competition from film production in Australia and Britain and Canada. Look, San Antonio apartments. Don't need one. Donald Trump has a plan, but critics say, no, Donald Trump will come up with a plan and you won't use it because Donald Trump came up with it, you dumb fucks. It will be, but critics say it will be more effective for Hollywood than his notorious tariffs for the Rust Belt. The U.S. president's appointment of actors like Mel Gibson, Sylvester Stallone, and Jon Voight combined an age of 233. That's a lot of fucking experience, by the way. Why is that in there? Why is that in there? I think if you want ambassadors to impart their wisdom, I think you want a combined age of 233, don't you? I think I would listen to fucking Sly and Mel and Jon Voight. To rescue local industry met with widespread skepticism. Instead, campaigners are focused on the hard graft of legislating new tax incentives in California state government. So please just give us tax incentives. Hollywood, you need to make a better product. You need to make a better product. Do I need to speak slowly for you fucking retards? You need to make a better product, which means you need to have better people working on that product, which means you no longer can afford to cast writers, directors, and producers to flaunt in the media going, we have the first one-legged Filipino lesbian soccer player, neurodivergent director on Star Wars. Scarpa, who recent credits include Gladiator 2 and Napoleon. Like I said, you need to make a better product. The state and the city are both struggling with big fiscal issues, and in a way, it becomes an arms race. Is Los Angeles going to be able to compete with Eastern Europe? No. We have the best people in the world here, but often producers find themselves shopping for the best price. If LA wants to remain a hub of production, they're going to have some of their tax incentives compete with them. Now, taxation is theft, But you also elected a functional retard as mayor, Karen Bass. Hollywood has been synonymous with film for more than a century. Southern California's sunny weather allowed year-round outdoor filming, while land and labor were cheaper than in eastern cities. Filmmakers such as Cecil B. DeMille, and this is 100 years ago, and companies such as Paramount and Universal set up studios that ensured a creative ecosystem of actors, directors, musicians, writers, and technicians. Hollywood burnished itself. I was going to say burns itself. Self-mythology through films such as Sunset Boulevard, Singing in the Rain, The Player, Mulholland Drive, and La La Land. Yeah, it really does like to write about itself. California continues to boom. According to IMF data released this week, the state's nominal GDP reached 4.1 trillion, surpassing Japan's 4.02 trillion. But what's its debt? Yet while tech giants in Silicon Valley continue to thrive, Hollywood is facing an existential crisis. The first quarter of the year saw downturns in every category of production compared to the same period in 2024, according to the Film LA. That's right, it's down 22%. The malaise threatens below-the-line crew members such as grips, electricians, carpenters, set decorators, sound engineers, costume designers, and makeup artists who came to Hollywood because that's where the work was. If that allure fades, and it is, they could take their talents elsewhere, sending the ecosystem into a death spiral. Well, I can promise you anecdotally, I know that's already happening. That's already happening. We're not going to read this whole tome, but that is certainly something I may revisit in a vidya. Well. Who could have seen that coming? Who could have seen that coming? Oh, I did. Okay, quick thoughts on Doctor Who. Considering this is the last season, I'm going to see it through so I can talk about it with Mahler. Especially this last episode was a sequel to one of the greatest Russell T. Davies episodes and greatest Doctor Who episodes ever written, called Midnight. If you remember Midnight, it happened in season 4. The reason Midnight was a bottle episode, and I think it precedes. Yes. So Midnight precedes Turn Left. Both great episodes. One features the Doctor primarily. The other one features Donna. The reason they had to do that is because of scheduling the finales, which took more time. So it forced them to write bottle episodes to meet the schedules of Donna, of Catherine Tate and David Tennant while they were filming the finales, where David Tennant was playing 2 parts for a while. And out of restraint comes great creativity. And you get these 2 banger episodes, right? But Midnight's fantastic because you are in basically an armored bus that you can't see out of, but you're there as a tourist because you're on a diamond planet where even looking at it will destroy your eyes, and being on the surface will kill you. It's a planet completely made of diamond, and nothing is supposed to be able to live out there, and something is out there. And that something fucks with your mind. And that something takes over bodies and starts repeating what you say. And it just plays games, and you don't know where it is, and you don't know where it comes from, and it barely gets defeated. And it was the one time the Doctor was truly frightened. And it ends without no name. We don't know what the being was. That's it. So they go, it's called The Well, and they revisit it. They add a little bit to the lore. They have it's now stuck behind your back, and you can actually see it's a form, but it's kind of not. It's like a ghost. It's like seeing a ghost at the corner of your eye. It attaches to somebody's back. You can actually walk behind them and not see anybody there, but it's attached to the back, right? And if you stand directly behind them, you will die. Episode starts out typical crappy shooty gatwa. Him and the companion go, oh my God, let's change clothes, girls. And they play some Spice Girls and they change clothes and it's super gay. And he gets on the planet and he sees a dude and he goes, hey, sugar. And he's all, don't call me sugar. Okay, honey. But after that, and it's not good. I'm not going to say it's good, but you could definitely see old Russell T Davies in this one because it's probably the straightest, which is impossible. Shooty could play the role Doctor Who, and I would argue to say, while if this was in the first RTD era, it would still be lower tier show. It's probably one of the best episodes that's been produced since Capaldi. Still not saying it's good, but it's the best. It was the best. Did they ruin the lore? I don't think they need to revisit this character. I'm not going to say they ruined it. They didn't really show a form. They didn't give it a name. They didn't really add much more to the mythos other than you can hear it whisper. You can hear it whisper. The one takeaway that nobody's going to care about because nobody watched the show. It got a little bit of a bump, but it's still way under 2 million. So nobody cares. This thing's getting canceled. Is it knew the Doctor's name? Now, is that because it can get in your head? Maybe, but it knew the Doctor's name and not the Doctor's name is not Doctor. This is the Doctor's name. Nobody knows what it is. And nobody will ever knows what it is. Nobody's not supposed to know what it is. But yeah. If Russell T Davies would have focused on this instead of identity over and over, which they fucking, by the way, by the end of this episode, all the men are dead except for the Doctor. Okay, again, all the men are dead. Every single dude is dead. They killed a couple of women too, but all the men are dead. It's so fucking. Oh, and he cries. He cries. So all but one episode, he's crying. I think he cries twice. But he definitely cries. He definitely cries. Yeah, the show just needs to fucking be put down. It needs to be put down. Hey, Snow White's back in the news, and for all the wrong reasons. Rachel Zegler, I like how it's Rachel Zegler's Snow White now, tumbles out of box office top 10 as theater count drops. Oh, no. Oh, no. What's its box office total? So it started out in 4,200 theaters. I'm just trying to get to the gist. Besides all the recap here. We go to the numbers. Let's see where it's at. It's at $195 million worldwide. It is not going to beat The Marvels. It is not. I repeat, it is nowhere near breaking 100 million domestically. It is at 109 internationally. It is not going to surpass The Marvels. This is a monumental flop, as we know. On to the next Disney thing. Thunderbolts in 3 days. You guys are probably just gripped with excitement to see Florence Pugh. Like, I can't wait to see that Marvel Florence Pugh movie. Please tell me you're up on Redacted Antarctica's info dump. I'm not. I'm gonna have to somebody needs to send it to me, or I'll look it. I can look it up for myself. To be honest with you, nobody needs to do that. I am perfectly capable of Googling. But no, I'm not. Thanks for letting me know. Thunderbolts is out this week. Yes, Mark. Yes, Mark. Yeah, it is. Did you have it circled on your calendar, bro? It's like, as a lifelong comic book fan who's always loved the Black Widow, I really wanted to see a derivative Black Widow that showed up in a Marvel Knights comic 20 years ago. Lead Bucky Barnes. Fuck off. Like, I would be interested in seeing Sentry for sure. Yeah. I would be interested in that. Florence Pugh. Not to brag, but I've seen Florence's. Hey, so have I, dude. Oh, and Bucky, the congressman, you saw the clip. He's not a congressman anymore. So he only lasted half a term. And that was from a movie that was 2 months ago. What a fucking hot mess Marvel is. It hurts, don't it? You fucking funny. You funny, bro. All right, so yeah, we'll talk about Sinners real quick. Listen, not everybody's going to watch this movie, and I'm fine with that. That's your personal choice. And not everybody's going to, Ryan's talked about this, not everybody's going to go see Revenge of the Sith in theaters because they don't want to give Disney money. I'm not going to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters because I don't want to see it. But I will absolutely recognize that a lot of people like the movie. It is the best of the prequels. Do I own it? I think I own a Blu-ray copy. I don't own a 4K copy. I own 4K original trilogy and despecialized editions. But my love of Star Wars died a long time ago. What the fuck? Fuck your fucking ads. Oh, Honda's cool. Honda was good to me when I worked there. Honda was good to me. They're good cars. They're unimaginative. They're like uninspiring. But man, if you just want a solid car that will last forever and not cost you a bunch of money, Honda or Toyota's it. Acura, Lexus as well. They're just solid cars. But man, they're not going to pull the chicks. They're not necessarily cool looking at all. The Hollywood Reporter. Box office Sinners sinks its teeth into a huge 45.7 million. Remember, its first week was 48 million. 45.7 million. Revenge of the Sith edges past The Accountant 2. Ryan Coogler, the rule-defying Sinners, boasts the smallest second week drop for any film opening north of 40 million since 2009's Avatar, and the smallest ever for a rated R movie. And Avatar is just one of those things. I'm just going to chalk that up to the mystery of life. I think Avatar is either a I think Avatar's proof we're in a simulation. Okay. Because it makes no fucking sense. So there's a bug in the system. The weekend box office is on fire with ticket sales up more than 120% over the same time last year. What they're not pointing out is the same time last year was pretty grim. Pretty fucking grim. The Blaze is led by Warner Brothers Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler and starring Michael B. Jordan. Heading into the sophomore outing, the film was expected to compete with Ben Affleck's star The Accountant 2 for the top spot anywhere from 20 million to 25 million. I have not seen The Accountant 2 yet. I plan to see it tonight or tomorrow night by myself. Maybe I'll ask Comics Division. Maybe he'll be my date. But the supernatural period vampire pick continues to defy all odds and easily stayed number one domestically with a phenomenal 45.7 million to boast one of the smallest drops in history for a movie playing outside of the year-end holidays, or 5% from the 48 million opening weekend, according to the weekend actuals. That's ahead of Sunday estimate of 45 million, a 6% decline. That's insane. That's fucking insane. And for one, a lot of people, listen, you have your opinions. I just have mine. I think this movie is greatly benefiting from there being a drought at the box office. I think this movie proves that word of mouth is still the best marketing you can have, and that only comes from a movie that I mean, like, we're gonna say it's a good movie. It's not a 10 out of 10 movie. It is not. It's a solid 7 out of 10 movie that does vampires really good. That's the vampires aren't fucking sparkly or gay. They're vampires. They fucking kill you. And it's infused with blues music, which I like personally. Big fan of the blues. Okay. The foundation of rock and roll and metal and everything is the blues. And punk. All of it. Yeah, it's a solid movie. It's good. It's gonna get nominated now for Best Picture. Ryan Coogler will be nominated for Best Director. I could even see Michael B. Jordan being nominated for Best. I think it's going, even though it's far away from the Academy Awards, I think it's going to get nominated. I think it's going to get nominated for a lot of stuff. And I would say for Best Cinematography, it should win. It should win because it's a pretty movie. It's got some editing issues with me. It's got some editing issues, but the acting is really good. Really, really fucking good acting. The music's good in it. And the cinematography, there's little moments. It feels like it's got a True Detective feel, you know, going through the South and, you know, just the country, which is beautiful, by the way. Which is beautiful. Dude, one of my favorite drives through the South is, I can't remember the name of the swamp, but you're going through Louisiana and you're just driving for like 16 miles on a bridge through that big fucking swamp. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, it's a pretty film. So I actually, like, you could see like Ryan Coogler as a director, not as a hired gun for Creed or for fucking Black Panther. You kind of see his vision, and it's like, yeah, the kid's got it. Kids got it, just not for Wakanda Forever, which was total fucking shit. Oh, okay, so Avatar, blah, blah, blah. Luger, graced with virtually perfect audience scores and the best reviews of filmmaker Coogler's already acclaimed career, Sinners has transformed into a rare title that has become a runaway water cooler sensation and a major victory for Warner's chiefs Pamela Abdi and Michael DeLuca, who were on the chopping block, by the way. The pick has broadening out the term for ethnicity and gender, according to the studio. It's basically according to the studio, one example, females now make up half the audience, whereas males make up 56% of all opening weekend ticket buyers. That's okay. It's a good date movie. It's a good date movie. It is a very good, like, that's, I mean, it, like, Melissa loved it. Melissa absolutely loved the movie, but she likes vampires. She likes her some vampires. She likes some fucking sparkly, gay, fucking brutal. She likes her fucking vampires, man. She does. Buffy. She got me into Buffy. Melissa's the one who got me into Buffy. It's Melissa's fault. Disney's 20th anniversary release of Lucasfilm Star Wars Episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith, and Amazon MGM Studios' new Ben Affleck action thriller, The Accountant 2, are also fueling the boom. And don't forget about Warner Brothers' Minecraft movie, which remains high up on the chart in its fourth weekend, as it races past 800 million mark globally. And talk about a force being alive. Well, Revenge of the Sith edged past The Accountant with an estimate of 252 million to come. And second score, hang on. One moment, please. Okay. Nothing important. Where was I? The crown holder continues to belong to 19. So as far as releases is concerned, the crown holder continues to belong to 1977 Star Wars, which grossed $35.9 million in 1997. So most of the little youngsters and pipsqueaks and sperms I hang around with weren't around. Not for the opening of Star Wars. Let's not be silly. They weren't around for the 20th anniversary. So props to Revenge of the Sith for popping. It seems like a lot of people wanted to go. Now, a lot of people didn't want it to go. And this is probably what hurt it a little bit because it's Disney. Don't blame you either. But you adjust that for inflation. I'm going to guess double that. So that's a $60 million fucking dollar opening weekend. And I'm probably being low on that. But you adjust that 35.9 to now, we're talking number one movie of the weekend. Remember, Howard Stern's Private Parts got beat by Empire, and he went off for 2 weeks on his fucking radio. Hated George Lucas, hated Star Wars, everything. So Empire, if adjusted for inflation, would beat, and I think Jedi 2 would all beat Revenge of the Sith opening this weekend if adjusted for inflation. But it's still fucking impressive. And what makes it more impressive is I think Revenge of the Sith would have done better if Disney hadn't made a bunch of shit. So I think it did well, and it could have done better. But it did amazingly well, and that shines a bit like, and this is Disney's decision to do it. So let's give them credit for accidentally making a smart decision. And maybe it could show Warner Brothers, hey, you have a 25-year anniversary of Lord of the Rings coming up pretty soon. Don't be fucking retarded. Like you missed your 20th. And remember, Star Wars was 20th, which of course helped fund the prequels, by the way. And there were special editions, and yeah, fuck them. But it was great. Like standing in line for that anniversary was like being in line for Star Wars all over again for the first time. It was fucking insane. There was midnight shows that we showed up for. So we're there at midnight. Our seats weren't guaranteed. There's a line out the fucking door. The whole theater's fucking sold out for a re-release. That's a testament to what George Lucas has created. That's a testament to the fandom. They still want to love Star Wars, and bless you for it, by the way. It also shines a light on Disney's failure because Andor is coming out this weekend, which is probably the most well-received Disney Star Wars since Rogue One, which it's attached to. And or I'll say Mandalorian season 1. I'll say Mandalorian season 1. And nobody's watching it. $600 million and nobody's watching it. Overseas, Revenge of the Sith did 17 million. So that is $42 million of pure profit. Disney. Revenge of the Sith has made more money for Disney than Snow White and Captain African American combined. And the Marvels. And Shang-Chi. And the Eternals. and Solo combined. But yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about, hey, this is the first time I took my kids to it and stuff. Like, that's fucking rad. Like, no, don't give anybody shit for doing that. Yeah. You do what you want to do with your money. And if you want to take your little tykes with their lightsabers to go see fucking Revenge of the Sith, then that's rad. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I encourage it. I encourage it. Go do stuff with your kids. It's not going to make a fucking difference. Don't worry. You know. Or you can just watch it in your home theater at 4K. Oh, and like it doing well, it absolutely shines a light on Disney's failures. They told on themselves with this one. They release. I mean, they're going to learn all the wrong lessons, and they're going to continue making shit. And I heard Ryan say today, and I totally agree. He said, "Fucking Revenge of the Sith could have made $100 million this weekend, and it will not change Disney Star. Disney Star Wars is not going to change, folks." Video coming out today at 1:30. The rape scene was nothing. Okay, it was nothing compared to the other shit in episode 3 that's much worse. It was literally nothing. But they said the word rape, and more importantly, they wanted it out there. They thought it was important. They thought it was an important scene to put in to show revolution, but to show the abuse of a woman and blah, 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 blah. So they're not innocent. So you have every right to go, what the fuck? They rape now? They rape now. But the scene's nothing. You should be way more upset about fucking rock, paper, scissors, dude. That was the dumbest shit. I was like, they are not playing rock, paper, scissors. And they were. And they were. By the way, if any of you were curious, because we did bring it up on Friday Night Tights, how many times did we say the word rape? 75. An even 75. Well, that's not even. That's an odd number, but you know what I'm saying. 75 times. And we still haven't, knock on wood. Hang on. Let me check if I gotten any emails. Hang on. Hold on. Hang on. Nope, we good. I kind of want us to get hit so I can go, we got hit for saying rape too much when we were talking about Star Wars. But we haven't. So there you go. Color me surprised. All right, let's get to the square up portion of this. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on Friday Night Tights last week. That's fun with Robot Head. We got Razor Fist next week. Lots of stuff planned. I guess I can say it here. We have a man coming back from the dead. A man coming back from the dead who will be joining us for the next, foreseeable future. For a while, for a long while. Limited time, but long while. Yes, As returns to Friday Night Tights. The crying game. He likes to look at tits on a dude. He's back. He's back. No, Razor's from Arizona. Az will be on. 2 different Azes. I am a necromancer. But I'm not a necrophiliac. I don't care how she died, as long as she smells of formaldehyde. Switzerland, play IT for $1. Avengers King Dynasty opens in. Hang on. Hey, I hope you got your King Dynasty tickets for Thursday. I can't wait to see it. Double feature with the Thunderbolts. 2nd May. Oh boy, it must be amazing. No trailer. How good is that? Peanut the Reporter for $5 is something to add upon the heap of Ubisoft. New lawsuit filed by EU nonprofit NOYB for illegal data collection and faces a fine of up to 104 million in fines. 4% of their turnover last year. I guess everyone wants that 10-cent cash straight out of China. Matthew Hammond for $5. What is going on with the Predator in Predator Badlands? That's a dude. It's a dude. It's an ugly looking predator. It's a too human looking predator. And maybe it's supposed to be younger, but like, it just looks fleshy and weird. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Green Blossom has gifted 1 Nerdrotic membership for $5. Jesus Davila has gifted 1 for $5. 21 Palika has gifted 2 for $10. Miso Son has gifted 5 for $25. Andy and Petra Shanard have gifted 5 for $25. And Ball Gag Love Song has gifted 5 for $5. Rumor Control for $5 says, check out Ye Cousins Bone GPT Remix. No, I will not. For the next update on gay black rapper news, absolute fire. I think we're just going to assume if you're a rapper and you're black, you're gay. That's pretty much what I'm going to assume. And apparently, so is I Show Speed, because he was. I've never watched a second of this guy's work. I'm fucking doom scrolling on Twitter, and he's fucking getting spanked by a dude. He's like twerking his ass. Like, what the fuck? Like, fucking Twitter is like, yeah. Greatly reducing my time on that. Trendy arugula, the lettuce too fresh to deport. There you go. Jesus Davila, thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. Alien Blue for 25 New Zealand pesos. Hail. Daylight savings makes me lose most of the show live. We'll have to catch up. Have the panel tried Expedition. Have the panel tried Expedition 33 yet? Been a while since I've had a game to be excited about. I think Az is going to play it. I think I saw. I don't know. Are people liking it? I know one person said, "Look at all the brown people in France," but it doesn't really take place in France. And Epic Mike had something to say, and that's all I cared to even find out about on Twitter. If you like it, you like it. That's great. Rook takes Rook for $20. Prey was trash. Yes, thank you. I don't care what Mooley says. I don't think he says it's the greatest thing ever, but Badlands will be the same. Also, Gary, your oh shit. I was like, what? Gary, your circumcision status has been added to the unsubscribed podcast lore. Congrats. Did we talk about that? I think we did. Yeah, I've never been asked that. But yeah, what do they have a circumcision page on their website? Oh, I got to call Eli back. He called me yesterday. I was busy though. Eli is here real quick. Unsubscribe. Okay, so I have a kid. Sorry, I got distracted. I have a kid who's on the spectrum. So, yeah, there is I have a soft spot in my heart for all this stuff for obvious reasons, but Unsubscribe does a great job with autism charities, and I'm looking for it now. They have a shirt. I'm scrolling. Where did it go? There it is. Right there. There's my buddy Eli. Who's a good dude with his son. There we go. Yeah, so there's so he's talking.
Ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You gotta say, hey.
Hey,
Do you know what month it is?
it is April 17th.
We're doing Autism Awareness Month
Uh-huh.
because we're helping people with
Autism.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
autism. You put a big smile on your face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I that's not a smile. That's not, there's a real smile, you little goober. Hey,
So he's selling. See the shirt he's wearing? It is weaponized autism. So if you go and it's Autism Awareness Month, follow Unsubscribe Podcast. They will have all the links you need, and maybe the mods can find the link to buy that shirt and help support charities that support autistic kids. Help them with. I'm imagining. I don't know this for sure. I'm imagining things like occupational therapy and support and stuff like that. So, yeah, fuck Predator and their whole shit with that. Fuck that. But I know the accountant does it. I don't get fucking offended when somebody who's not autistic plays an autistic person in a movie. I'm not fucking gay. I don't care. And neither does my kid. So but yeah, definitely, Eli, Donut, Brandon Herrera are all fucking good dudes. Fat Electrician, who I've never met. I've been on the show twice, but I haven't met him. Really fucking good dudes. They're local boys here in Texas, and they do great work for autism. So please support if you can. Please support if you can. It's Autism Awareness Month. And good for them. Good men right there. Who's looking forward to Malcolm X in the Middle reboot? Says Rusty Shackelford for $5. As much as I'm looking forward to the Malcolm X Files from Ryan Coogler. Malcolm in the Middle, good show. They're coming back and they're going to have a non-binary character, so I will be missing it. And the non-binary character might even be a good actor, but I just don't care. I'm so sick of this shit. It's like, you know what? And then Justine Bateman has been on a tear. Like every time they announce like, hey, we're revitalizing this 20-year-old thing, she's all, make something new for fuck's sake. And I'm there too. I want something new to enjoy. The new Predator looks like Filoni tried to cross it with Star Wars Rebels. Yep, serious. Clank, I'm a tank for $2. Are the scientists making human alien hybrids? I believe, are the scientists, government scientists? Okay. Yes, I think so. I think so. Absolutely. Chaos Maker for $5. Linda Carter's A Wonder Woman sucked. Never missed an episode for 2 reasons. How dare you? Her boobs were spectacular. And my dad used to let's hey, sit down, kiddo. Let's watch some Wonder Buns. That's what he called the show. My dad called it Wonder Buns. Albert, not a retro for 2 Canadian pesos. Rey Mysterio is Baby Yoda's stunt double. There you go. Jacob Wolf for $2. Will the Mando movie make more or less than Solo? I think it'll make a little more. What did Solo make? Oh, wait. Hashtag Solo lost money. Like 400, right? Oh, oof. $392.9 million worldwide. Ooh, I think it makes a little more. I'm gonna be really kind and say it makes no. Let me wait. Sorry, wrong one. Star Wars doesn't do well in China. They don't like it in China. Not that China's been a big factor. And this is a Disney Plus series. So do I think it could make under 500 million at the box office? I think that's possible. So it's Favreau, and like in isolation, I guess potentially it could be a good movie, but personally, did you watch Mandalorian season 3? Most of you didn't. It's pretty fucking terrible. It's pretty terrible. It made my top 10 Disney Star Wars failures. By the way, I think we are close to, hang on. Let's take a look. While you make evergreen content. We did it. Perry. The top 10 Disney Star Wars failures, which I maintain is the best video. Perry's always done great work, but this is next level for him. I think it's his best editing job ever. Just hit 1 million views. Evergreen, baby. Gotta love that stuff. What a great job he did. It's a half an hour long video, right? Half an hour. Where does it go? Where'd it go? Yeah, 34 minutes. We released it 6 months ago, and it's just kind of crept along. Fantastic job. No, Mandalorian Grogu makes more than Solo, but I could live to regret that and saying that, and I would be fine. I would say, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. See how easy that is to do? Man, it's hard for some content creators to do that. Really tough. They'd rather chew off their own leg. Lexicon Hellhound for $20 is about to piss off half the chat. Prequels suck ass. Giving great villains backstories, Joker, Darth Vader, ruins them. Seeing the Joker as a sad loser or Vader as a whiny kid diminishes them. Yes, seeing Sauron be a simp for Guy Ladriel, it's a little shitty. It's a little fucking shitty. No, the less is more. Star Wars isn't about explaining the mechanics of the world and everything. Star Trek is. Star Wars is not. That's not its basis. And I'm sorry to everybody out there. The basis of Star Wars is the original trilogy. Always will be. Always has been. What do I think of the OG New Mutants comic? I liked it. Preslaw, I liked it. Thank you for the 20 Danish krona. I remember buying it. Well, the first appearance of the New Mutants was in a Marvel graphic novel. Yeah. You could go 1,000 years into the past. I wouldn't want to, Burner. For one, 1,000 years, like if I was going to go in the past, I'd want to see how the pyramids were made 1,000 years ago. You were going to fucking die. You would last a couple hours. Chicken wings for 2 Canadian pesos. Remember, 2 wings don't make a drumstick. My dog went missing on 3/27, and there have been no sightings. My other dog passed away in December. Oh, this sucks. It's been really hard. Thank you for giving me something to watch and laugh. What happened to your dog, Bouzion? For 20? That's a month. Poor guy. Hopefully he just found another home, you know? Snacks for $2. Is Defenders worth it, or just read summary before Daredevil 3? Read summary. The show sucks. The show absolutely sucks. It's fucking terrible. Big T for $19.99. Cherry from Daredevil Born Again. Should have been Brett from the Netflix Daredevil show. Still would have been boring, but it would have made more sense than some rando. Also, did you all know a few of the Born Again actors were from the past Netflix Marvel shows. Some of them. But you know what's missing? All the writers, all the producers from the Netflix show. Kind of matters. Interestingly enough, the people who gave Cuties good reviews gave Sound of Freedom bad reviews. Makes you wonder, huh? Albert, not a retro. It doesn't make me wonder a thing. I know. A lot of Cutie fans out there. As of now, is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the best MCU show? It might be. As far as TV shows is concerned, yes. Live action, yes. Joss Whedon was involved with it. That's why. But it is. I was just trying to Daredevil's an MCU show. Well, it's not run by Kevin Feige, but they meant the Battle of New York is just specifically mentioned in the first season. So if you're saying and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't run by Kevin Feige, it was still Jeff Loeb. Jeff Loeb ran the TV side with other people when Ike Perlmutter was there. So we're going to say Daredevil's still the best thing Disney Marvel has produced. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is up there. But if it was MCU TV show, not counting Daredevil. So if you're putting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. up against all the D+ shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is better by leaps and bounds. Oh, yes. Netflix CEO saying, listen to the fans, feels fake as fuck when they are currently working on making Asian Jesus Christ in Narnia female demon. Yeah, he's fake as fuck. Gender swapping Jesus. Some fucking idiot. I was watching the great Tyrone Magnus react to some Fantastic Four news, and I was listening to the guy he was reacting to, and the guy said they didn't gender swap the Silver Surfer. She's a different character, Shala Ball. And I'm like, did you just hear yourself? They did gender swap the Silver Surfer. They did it in the comics and they did it in the movie. Just because they gave him a different name. I understand why Ryan's frustrated all the time. I just tend to let it go because it'll just black pill you in life. When can you outsource film? Hollywood does it for everything. So why don't we? We need to dub Bollywood, or Bahubali is great. Bahubali is great. Well, it's Hollywood broke up itself. Hollywood committed suicide. Hollywood committed suicide. They weren't killed. They committed suicide. Love seeing Delroy. There you go. Julia Gardner looks like a female act man. Haha. Fan Y for 50 Swedish krona. Neville Longbottom is afraid of the only black professor in Hogwarts. Yes, he is. Neville's a little fucking racist. We all knew that. Sober, you guys help on Fridays. Gary equals idol. Oh, stop that, Liam. I am not an idol, but thank you. Good job on being sober, buddy. John Gets Gaming for $2. Midnight game launch lines were hype as fuck too. Oh yeah, back in the day. Send Pedro and the lot up to space. Says Jackson. I agree. Liam, thank you for the £1 donation. Andor's release schedule identifies as bisexual. Fucking Jeremy called it bisexual, and it's such a accurate term. The Ron for £5 I also read Kevin Smith's Daredevil Guardian Devil. It's good. It's very good. I'd love to see the screen adaptation of that story. It's dark and would have people invested. Yeah, it's very, very good. I've been critical of Kevin Smith, but that fucking story is very good. Albert, not a retro for 5 Canadian pesos. I was wondering when someone was going to hit the Law and Order soundbite. It's not a grape scene unless Benson and Stabler are in the next scene. Ching, ching. Maybe we should have put that sound effect in our video. Maybe. There's an attempted rape scene in a musical Oklahoma. There's rape scenes, like there's insinuated rape in Tolkien, okay? In the Silmarillion. It's lightly insinuated and it's debated by fandom and whatever, but it's insinuated. You could also assume that the orcs are raping the shit out of people, their own women, other animals, each other, humans, elves. They're a corrupted form of life. And Gollum eats like little baby things. But I mean, the whole point of my video, not to ruin it before it comes out, is this is what we're talking about with Star Wars, whether it's in there or not. And they introduced it to the conversation, not the fans. Tony Gilroy, Kathleen Kennedy, everybody who fucking works at Lucasfilm, they're the ones who introduced the word rape in Star Wars. So the fans are going to react how the fans are going to react. Okay? Personally, especially if you're going to be a content creator, I think it's important to get the context to at least watch the scene. I went a little overboard and I watched the whole fucking thing. I mean, the whole fucking thing of Andor, right? And I think the scene is, I think it's Much Ado About Nothing. I think there's far worse. Bigger picture is this is what we're talking about with Star Wars. Like, what the fuck is it now? That's literally the title of my video. What the fuck is Star Wars now? Or WTF is Star Wars now? Kanye could handle pretty tough stuff as a kid. I guess, yes. Episode 4, A New Grope. Episode 5, The Empire Sharps Back. Episode 6, The Return of the Kenai. Grand Potato for $4.99. A Star Wars story written and directed by E. Jean Carroll. NTR Uncle for $10. As an expert on non-consensual hanky-panky, the scene was very weak and unrealistic to what we've seen in my years on the field. The show using the grape word also ruined my verisimilitude for shame. Yes. The chat suggested that like the word for rape in Star Wars should be Schlurpo. Now I'd have to run that past Az and Mahler, because that might give new context to their whole Schlurpo thing. Cornelius Bernius for $5 says, how do you guys like that new Rocky Dennis Predator design? I know, right? TJ Jordan for $5. Hollywood Reporter news title, we're all the product of rape. Are we to assume that this is a cry out for help? Well, I mean, Disney Star Wars is a product of rape. That's for sure. A new video game named No Mercy was removed from being a grape and incest simulator, and now Disney put redacted in Star Wars. Also, remember those scenes from Wonder Woman 1984 and Joker 2? What are we doing? Well, there's a great meme out there, and not just the one. By the way, that one I put up, I did make. I made it myself. I Googled "They Fly Now" meme, and a meme maker came up. And you could just write in your own shit. So I just wrote in my own shit, screen capped it, put it on Twitter, got 1 million impressions. But there's another good one. There's another really fucking good one out there with the girl going, it says, slave one, and she's all. And it's all rape, and she's all. That's a fucking good one. Well done. Well done. Yeah. So I made that meme and I showed Az. I'm like, should I do this? And he's all, yeah. And I knew the answer before I asked. And I did it. Fucking crazy. In space, no one can hear you rape. That's true. The legendary golden spore for $10. A video game named I read that one already. Jesus Christ, Gary. Getting old ain't easy. But someday I'll be able to watch Star Wars again for the first time. And I'll forget about the Timeless Children. That might be great. It's the Team America song, but it's everyone's been raped. Rape. Yeah, 75 times. I was like, oh shit. Now, Mondays are the days we usually get hit. Mondays are the days we usually get hit. So let's see. Nope, not yet. Here we got some book stuff going on. Oh, what's going on here? Like, hang on. Oh. I gotta mark that as unread. That's concerning my trademark. Yes, I own the trademark for Nerdrotic and Friday Night Tights. It's been 6 years. Holy shit. Where was I? Oh, book stuff. Publishers talking to Eric's team. They're working shit out, and I'll let you know when I know something. But things are gonna happen fast now. By the way, Yellow Flash's book is out there. Golden Patriot. Go check it out. Ripasend, where was I? He really forced himself. Oh, on her. He forced himself on her. Pretty sure in 2020, man, one time listen, we're joking. Rape's very serious. Okay. We all know that. All right. People have gone through a lot of trauma. Believe me, I was in prison with some of those guys. They're all pieces of shit and they all deserve to fucking die. And some of them got stuck. Some of them got stuck like fucking pigs. And hopefully, the victim found out and got a little solace from it. And still not going to help everything, but whatever. We all know it's bad, but like, we're joking. Okay. But like years ago, early on, we made a joke about it and we got so much shit. How times have changed. Not a single angry email. We're joking. Pretty sure 2002 Spider-Man scene with Mary Jane attacked by the goons and Reigns was the most intense than whatever was an Andro. It was. As a matter of fact, I remember me and Derek Robertson were joking around and he was thinking about introducing it into a comic. And this was in the early 2000s of like behind the scenes of the rapey gangs who like that the superhero always has to save the girl from it. Like, what do they do in their day-to-day lives of the rapey gangs? Like some girl's always walking alone down an alley and here comes a gang of guys ready to rape. We riffed on that for like an hour in the store too. That was pretty funny, but yeah, can't do that today. Brightest Day Audiobooks production LLC for $2. Kind of like a Venture Brothers kind of thing, except darker. He really forced himself. So again, thank you. I want to give you credit that. Hail to Yellow Flash for publishing his comic book today. Congrats, by the way, Carl Anderson. You're right. Is Sublime going to make a cover of their own song and rename it Space Rape instead of Date Rape? Well, they can't because the singer killed himself accidentally on heroin outside the Doggy Diner in San Francisco near the San Francisco Zoo in 1995 before the big album came out. And I know the album got overplayed, but I love that album. Absolutely love it. It is a perfect mix of SoCal music, of ska and punk, and kind of what skater music was, and not bad for a '90s band. Not bad for a '90s band. And he's fucking dead because he did drugs. That's where you end up. One of three places: jails, institutions, or death. Philip Butler for $1.99. I saw it in 77. They should have stopped at 3. Yeah, I agree. Chad Admiral Thrawn for $5. The more Disney Lucasfilm writes good guys, the more I realize the Empire may have been right. And Robot Head said, like, I'm rooting for the Empire. And I kind of am too. Like the Empire is definitely the most interesting thing in Andor. That's the one thing it does well, is it makes the Empire competent and evil. For the first time, by the way. Competent and evil, and really fucking evil. But and captivating. So you know, it's got a pantheon of diverse characters, but they don't bring the show down. The show is like well made. But it just happens in the Disney Star Wars universe, and I might be into it. Then I hear Jakku, and I'm like, fuck off. Looking back on Nostalgic Critic, honest trailers, John Campea, Angry Joe, and so many others I liked just over a decade ago, I have to ask, what the hell happened? They're next to unwatchable now. TDS. Woke Hollywood. The Message. Identity politics. Marxist beliefs being infused in our scripts through diversity, equity, and inclusion. Intersectional feminism, which is also spawns for Marxism, and academia, and they're all fucking concepts and constructs that are impossible and stupid, and they're all based on equity. And what you ended up doing in an overreaction to the Summer of Love and Donald Trump and Harvey Weinstein is, instead of making your industry better by broadening your net with better, like finding the best people possible. You don't want to exclude anybody. Okay. You don't. I want the best human being alive to direct that movie. If that person is trans, okay, fine. Are they the best human person? Oh, that's fine. I don't care. Fighting racism with racism doesn't work. You know, I might be going on a limb. I mean, like, I'm a functional retard. I've been kicked out of 3 high schools. I'm just an idiot with a microphone. But I'm guessing that fighting racism with racism doesn't work. And what you did was end up being more racist. You ended up casting directors, writers, and producers along with the actors rather than hiring them. And you cast them based on their identity and didn't hire them based on their ability. And it shows. Now you make a bunch of shit. And I mean, obviously I've been called racist forever, and totally, man. Like Sinners is like the black face of white supremacy of movies. Why are we still talking about Star Wars? Please, Lord, take my soul, says Magnum Norse. It's the thing is, we're not. We're talking about everything else other than the actual plot, character arcs, possible theories of the story of Star Wars. No one's really talking about that at all. We're talking about rape. We're talking about communist lesbian space witches singing. We're talking about diversity. We're talking about everything, but we aren't talking about Star Wars at all. The only time it makes news is when it's bad. In regards to Star Wars, if you can't get the bread and butter right, no one is going to let you get away with making spicy hors d'oeuvres. You're right. You have to have a foundation. That's what Ryan was talking about. That's what I was talking about, is George Lucas and other authors and stuff were able to introduce adult themes into the EU, into the comic books, and even into the main trilogy and whatever, and games or whatever, because you had a foundation, and that foundation was the original trilogy. And George Lucas, you had a story, you had the characters, you had a foundation. What is Disney Star Wars foundation? Jeremy was talking about this. Like, Andor could totally fucking work if everything was working with Star Wars. Absolutely work. Like, you could have a little kid show and you could do an adult show, but ultimately you still have to make the foundation of Star Wars for everyone. What they've done is they've fractured it to make it for demographics, specific demographics. Acolyte was made for a specific demographic. It was. Clone Wars is made for a specific demographic, the people who watched the Clone Wars. Acolyte was made for people who like shipping and thirst traps. So these are specific parts of the fandom that are never going to be enough. What Star Wars was the most palatable science fiction thing ever made to normies, to people who would make fun. People who would literally make fun of me for liking Star Trek would go off and like Star Wars. Now, there was also people who made fun of me for liking Star Trek and Star Wars. Dude, I got smacked for wearing a Star Wars shirt. Like there was a time where like showing your pride in your nerd thing was costly. I know it's hard to think about now, but it was costly. But now, if you wear Star Wars stuff, I want to pick on you. I want to give you a wedgie and throw you into a fucking trash can. I don't want mess Star Wars. I don't then want good Star Wars. I will settle for nothing but another empire. Screw them. There you go. Got to have standards. First time caller, long time lurker. No, it's not TMF. Ask Ian Comics about my name. It's a funny story. Anyway, Ian doesn't want to do a fail guard Friday so bad he faked being sick yesterday and didn't do TNT. FU TMF. There you go. Canadian rolling. Shad hated the dancing, but Rachel Gunn. Shad's opinions they're unpredictable. The Ron for 10 British pounds. Hey, Gary, thank you for your recommendation of The Coming of Galactus, a fucking phenomenal comic book. Told you. I'm now looking forward to the Fantastic Four movie even less. Thank you for that. Hail the Fellowship. Sorry. Yeah, read the comic book. Oh my God, he's Russian. So there's a guy who does motion comics with voices. I mean, you should read it, but it's called The Russian. Here, where is he? My kid found him. I'm subscribed to him. Hang on. Galactus. The Russian comic book geek. He's got a Coming of Galactus full story motion comic. I mean, I'd say buy it, but the Russian comic geek. Hanalak, I read that one already. Now you can ethnically cleanse your beard. Thank you. Fourth drawer down. And Simon Ho for 2 Canadian pesos says, so sad Joel died. Pedro Pascal has only 238 shows to be in at this point. And you are right. Thoughts on the Flounder Bolts becoming the new Avengers going by the leaks, such as a slap in the face to the original New Avengers run by Bendis. Bad enough they didn't use the original Thunderbolts poster. Yeah, it's bad enough, Eddie Brock, that Zemo isn't in it. And the explanation from the director is he was never in the script. Well, he fucking should have been, you dumbass. Gary, we got 2 terrible Predator reveals last week, the California-inspired trailer and the first issue of Spider-Man vs. Predator, which is truly awful. Marvel Comics killed aliens and Predator. Yeah, go read Batman vs. Predator. It's very better. Gary, Stevie Ray Vaughan is the greatest guitarist of all time. He is my favorite. I still think Eddie Van Halen, I know it's debatable, but R.I.P. Stevie Ray Vaughan. I fucking love his music. Star Trek is not canon now. Season 3, Strange New Worlds, has crossover with SpongeBob. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Ben Affleck was on Theo Vaughn about the importance of positive masculinity. Is a pattern emerging after Mackie? Better late than ever. Maybe. Ben Affleck doesn't like Trump, and he used to be really annoying with politics, and he's less annoying now. I have noticed that. I have noticed he has dialed that back. So good for him. All right, we're going to wrap this up. I got a video to release. Yeah, Star Trek, it's a promo. So like fucking Strange New Worlds does a promo with SpongeBob, and it's fucking cringe. It's absolutely cringe. But Strange New Worlds is cringe. It's fucking terrible. It's as bad, and I'll agree with Disbrew, if not worse than fucking Discovery. This is somebody made me for this. This is for Star Trek. It doesn't make you as smart as you think you do. Words to live by. Words to live by. All right, you all. We are going to wrap it up there. Thanks for all the super chats and donations from Friday night. Oh, wait, we got some member chaps to read. Then we'll get out of here. Okay. Season 2, Daredevil Born Again. Foggy is going to reappear randomly alive at the end, like Kenny in South Park. Hey, Foggy, end of episode. Yep. He's coming back. Noons is gifted 50 Nerdrotic Live memberships for $250. That's 250, right? My math sucks. It could be 100. I don't know, Noons. Thank you. That's a lot of memberships. Thank you. Thank you. Mobland watch parties will be on the main channel. Clank Clank I'm a Tank is a new member. Cheers. I can eat 50 eggs. That'll be expensive, but I can eat 50 eggs. Welcome. Baron Von Tossington, who's been a member for 11 months. In my first full watch through of Star Trek The Next Generation, and just saw the Dormick episode in season 5. This was an inspirational for the Doctor Who Midnight episode, and it shows it. Yeah. I wouldn't totally disagree with that. Loki Aroth for 5 has been a member for 25 months. Wait, what? How a film with black main protagonists could win dollars if we're all racist? Go figure. I know I'm still trying to figure that out, but we'll figure. Yeah. Existential Detections has gifted 10 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Thank you. And I Can Eat 50 Eggs has gifted 5 Nerdrotic Live memberships. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. All right. We'll be back live tomorrow, right? BBC. Real BBC. I think it's on this channel again. I'm not sure. As is in Papua New Guinea. So we'll see how that holds up. But yeah, I got a video coming out in the next 30 minutes, within the next 30 minutes. So look out for it. It is called, or it asks the question, what the fuck is Star Wars now? So I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'll see you on the internet. And thank you to the Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a super chat and donation. You help keep the lights on. And we will see you very soon. Peace out.